Yeah, I was super excited for Utawarerumono, which I think is different. Like the setting itself is like snow country in Japan, which I don't see a lot of in anime. So I really like
cool.
that.
What is it Japan?
Well, okay, so it's obviously based off of that. It's obviously not, because what it happens is it starts with a guy running around in hospital scrubs. He's running around the snow being chased by a giant centipede, because that's totally normal.
It's horrifying.
And then
Gross.
he gets saved by this adorable cat girl named Kuon, and she's dressed up in like this sort of cloak and sort of these fantasy-like clothes, but obviously for snow, so she can keep warm.
Cute.
And yeah, he doesn't know who he is. The main protagonist, whose name he doesn't remember, so he doesn't remember his name. She has to give him a name later.
Is he wearing scrubs or like a patient?
It looked like scrubs to me.
Scrubs, like he'd be like a nurse or a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
possibly. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like a gown sort of patient sort of thing.
No, it
So
wasn't
I
a
know-
gown. It was full-on
Yes.
scrubs. Like this
Oh,
guy
interesting.
should have
Yeah,
had gloves on.
It was weird. He was just like walking for a while, and he's like, "What? Where am I?"
So that implies something about his
Yeah.
occupation, obviously.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, but he luckily gets a change of clothes so he cannot die
Good.
of hypothermia. So
That's important.
Yeah, but so this cat girl saves him, and she immediately appoints herself as his guardian. So I feel like already we have like a reverse Fushigi Yugi thing going, where instead of Tomohome and Miyaka, now we have Kuon and Haku, which is the name that she gives him.
Haku, and you pointed out something
So I pointed
interesting.
out something. So Haku is actually, I think it's a real Japanese name, but I thought, and I could be wrong on this, I need to confirm, but I was like, Haku, isn't that like the Japanese verb to puke?
And
You
so-
just name him puke?
Right. So the best part about that is that he's going on and on. How it's like, I have to have a cool name. This is my chance at a fresh start. I can be anything. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna give you a name because I'm your guardian now. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, just make sure it's cool. And she's like, Haku, and he's like, all right.
Yeah, he's not super enthusiastic about it. So it might mean older brother. It might mean something else as well. But I was like, I have to look it up. But I was like, it's awfully close to the verb to puke in Japanese. So I started immediately laughing. And then I like Kuon. I like this cat girl. Like, she's a bit feisty. Like, this guy goes to like a bathhouse, and she's like, I'm gonna see what goes on.
It's really funny and awful. at
It's
the same
really
time.
yeah. It's
But
really
the
awful.
the weird thing is that he never like catches her. Usually in those like kind of peeping tom scenes, when it's a guy like in a
They always
like,
get caught.
bathhouse or something, they always get caught. But
Yeah.
she somehow manages not to be caught, which is kind of like a funny part. I think the best part about the scene though is that she has a cat. She's a cat person,
Right.
and she has like this tail that they do a really weird job focusing on the entire show.
Yeah. Well,
So
it
it's
indicates
so
how
expressive.
excited
They
she
make it
is.
very expressive.
Yes, they
It's
sure do.
weird. The tail is expressive.
Yes, it's
Fluffy
very.
tails.
I gotta check this out.
It was funny.
This is one of the ones that I talked about earlier where like the description didn't capture me. But
Right.
when you guys are describing it to me, it
So-
makes me want to look at it.
What the description does poorly is it's like, oh, this is based off a game, and this guy just doesn't know where he's at.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have any memories, and this cat
really-
girl saves him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just not a good description, but it's kind of, I don't know, like inviting in a weird way because it is so fantastical, and you are following this protagonist doesn't know what's going on, and he doesn't seem like he belongs in this world just because he did come out in like scrubs.
Yeah.
and that does not match with the clothing.
And he was blown away by it.
there.
She was a cat girl. In fact, he pulled on her tail, which I don't know why you would do that, but I guess he was like, hey, it's a tail. And of course she,
Let me just jank on that.
yeah, and of course she has this bird, ostrich, mammal thing that she's riding around on. So and he clearly doesn't know what's going on. But what's funny is he doesn't freak out as much as you would think. It's like, I know your memory doesn't work, but there's certain things that are just inherently not natural in our world that are natural in this world. You'd think he
Right.
would do a little more commentary. He's very blasé about the whole thing so far, but
Interesting.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
a pretty cool protagonist for being someone who has amnesia. He's not just the what's going on. He has opinions on weird things and still tries to figure things out. So it's like as you're figuring things out, he's also figuring things out. So it parallels really well.
Yeah, I always find amnesia protagonists interesting for that reason because they're
Yeah.
very much a foil for the viewer because you're
Absolutely.
discovering things at the same time they are.
yeah. So it's a good thing. So I liked it. I'll keep watching it for a while. I'll see where it goes. I don't know what kind of anime it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be fantasy action or sort of harem elements. I assume a little bit the latter. I'm already like, I wonder what other cute cat girls he's going to run into.
Cat girl.
Yeah, but I do like Kuon. I think she's a
she's
super cool
fun.
character. She's a lot of fun.